Hi everyone, thanks so much for watching today. This video is what I call my mailbox bow. Big and gorgeous. However, you can use this bow for any party occasion, whether it's a birthday, a baby or wedding shower, graduation, 4th of July. This bow just happens to be what I call my game time bow. Of course, it's my Saints bow. Being near New Orleans, of course, we're all about the Saints. But you'll pick your school colors or your team colors, add some balloons, and everyone will know where the party is. And remember, if you add bows and balloons to your tailgating decorations, you will be the envy of the parking lot. So let's start with the fun. Before I begin, I would like to just speak a moment about this type of ribbon. As you can see, of course, it's printed and it says Saints, and of course I have to have that in my bow because it's for my game day and I have to say Saints. But this type of ribbon is very limp. And if I tried to make a bow out of just this kind of ribbon, I guess you get the idea. It just does not make a pretty bow by itself. No matter what you do with it, it's just very limp, and that's about all you're going to get out of this. Even though you stack it, it all is just still very limp. However, when you saw the bow in the beginning picture, I have teamed this ribbon with a wired ribbon. It's going to have this two different kind, because you know from my videos I really like to put a lot of ribbon together, but you could just put it with one more. In this case I'm putting it with two more. But if you team this type of ribbon with a wired ribbon, as you saw with the bow from the beginning, this ribbon is going to hold this ribbon up. It's going to support it. So it just makes it work beautifully. So now you can use this type of ribbon. Just make sure you team it with some type of wired ribbon to support it. So just like you're going to support your team, this is going to support your ribbon. So it just works out beautifully, as you saw from the beginning. I made that bow at least 6 months ago, and it's just been sitting there, and this ribbon was supported, and it just stays up, and it just makes an absolutely gorgeous bow. And for your mailboxes on the day whenever you're having your football party and having everybody over, you definitely want to use this ribbon, because you just have to have it. And but if you team this with it, it's going to make a beautiful bow and just last forever and just look great for you. So that's just a few words about this type of ribbon. Just put it with wired and it'll be great. So let's move on. The bow recipe for this beautiful, gorgeous bow is large hand, row E. We will be working on row E, and we're going to be using all of the fingers. Center finger, 1 wrap. Fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, right, 1 wrap. But fingers 5 and 6, we're going to do 2 wraps. Fingers 1, 2, 3, and 4 left, 1 wrap. Fingers 5 and 6, we're going to do 2 wraps. The reason why I do this is because, like I said, I call this my mailbox bow, and when you put it on your mailbox, you want a really fat, beautiful, big bottom, and you want some loops to kind of come around the back side. So that's the reason why I do it this way. Of course, you can experiment and add however many loops you would like, but for this particular bow, this is how we're going to do it. So let's begin. Put your spools of ribbon on your ribbon holder, always coming off to the right. Come off from the right and come down and come across the bottom. Pinch all of your ribbon together, about a half an inch from the end. pinch it really nice. I say this now in these videos, it just seems to work out better. This is not how I used to say it in the beginning, but I do now. I always hold it in my left hand. It's how I always did it. I'm just saying it a little different now. But just hold it in, after you make your pinch, hold it in your left hand. Take your piece of little wire. This is 26 gauge. I like to use the 26 gauge because it wraps and holds so well around the base finger. So this is 26 gauge. I always come from the back. And you see, you can kind of just slip it behind your finger there. So it just is just that easy. Now all I have to do is take it and just come around. You're going to come around 2 or 3 times, about 3 times, and then in with 1 wire up and 1 wire down. Now, taking your ribbon, coming along the bottom of the hand, let's get all this straight. Come around the bottom, go around base finger, cup around base finger. You want to come up from the base of the hand, come up half the width of your ribbon. If you push this all the way down, your bow would come out very lopsided. So you always come up the base finger half of the width of your ribbon. Now, you want to take this piece of wire, the little top wire, you want to pull it up and then come around, wrap on top of itself. You're getting this piece of wire out of the way for now and securing the ribbon to the hand. The little bottom piece of wire, you're going to go around that nail once or twice. That's all. You want to get that off very quickly at the end. And I just kind of tuck it under the board, and that I can get back to that very quickly at the end. Now, my center loop is made. Now the next thing we want to do is the bottoms up movement. This is so very important. What I mean by that is, this is the bottom edge of your ribbon. And we all know in bow making, it's all about the twist, and that applies here. So from the bottom edge of the ribbon, you're going to make your twist. You're going to now turn it up. So bottoms up. Now, this position is just a little glide. Take your hand like this, 2 fingers in the front, the rest in the back, and it's just like a little simple glide. No grabbing or anything like that, just gently glide and just put it, maneuver it, and put it right over your first finger. Now you see this little half twist that always starts on the right. If you do that bottoms up movement every time, bottom edge of your ribbon, twist. You see I'm taking from my top hand, I'm just pinching down, make a nice little pinch. With this hand, I'm just putting it under here and I'm twisting. That's the movement now. And that's from the bottom edge, and just twist, turn, up, bottoms up. Now this is just a little glide. Take 2 fingers here because you're going to be rolling right over your forefinger, and it's just that simple. It's just a little simple glide. There's no stress on your hands whatsoever. And now, as you can see, the hand is holding the work for you. You can let go at any time. And like I say, if the baby cries, the phone rings, the customer comes in, let the hand hold all your work. You go tend to whatever you need. The hand is holding it. Whenever you're ready, you just come back to it. So here we go again. Bottoms up from bottom edge of ribbon. With this hand now I'm pinching down, and this hand I'm just putting it under here, and I'm just turning up. I'm bringing the bottom edge of the ribbon up. Bottoms up. Go over finger to right. Pull down snugly. It is just that simple. That's all the movement is to it. It's always that bottoms up movement. Now, at this point, don't do this. Don't fold over anything like that, because your loops just won't open pretty at the end. If you take a little time, make a nice pinch and make a nice turn, that's just going to make your loops open much prettier at the end. So just take a little time and effort and do that there. Make a nice pretty little pinch, not a fold over. So pull down snugly, and that's all there is to it. So we'll just keep going. It's a back and forth movement, bottoms up, just that simple. I'm going to roll off my forefinger. There we go. Keep your work down low, keep it close to the table. If you hold your hands up, if you bring this up, it's going to make your ribbon pop off of the spool holders. So hold your work down low, and it's just going to keep it all coming off of your spool holders. So bottoms up. No more spools, no more ribbon rolling all over the floor and everything in your feet. With the bottoms up movement, it's going to keep everything nice, straight, and neat. And that's all there is to it. Now, here we go again. Bottoms up, turning from that bottom edge of my ribbon. I'm going to pinch really nice, bottoms up. Just a little simple glide. Take my fingers like this. I'm making it come right off of my forefinger and go over your next finger. That's all there is to it. Anyone can now make a bow like a pro every time with the hand. And here we go again. A nice, very nice pinch and a turn. That bottoms up movement. A nice glide right off of your forefinger, and there you go. Just that simple. Bottoms up, bottom edge up, nice turn. See that little half twist turning there? That'll go away in just a moment. There we go. Pull down snugly. See, if you keep it pulled down snugly between each turn, that keeps it all nice stacked in place. Now, remember, we're going to come back over finger 5 twice because we want a really full, fat bottom to this bow. So here we go. Just glide right over finger and go right back over 5, pull down snugly. As you can see, that just works perfectly. Here we go. Bottoms up. Just a nice, take my hand, just a nice little glide right back over that finger. Just that easily. Pull down snugly. And here we go. Bottoms up, turning from that bottom edge. And here we are to our last finger. Pull down snugly. Bottoms up. And we're going to do that one more time because we want lots of loops at the end. So a nice pinch. Go back over that finger. And we're almost done. And there we are. And I'm going to finish with bottoms up. As you can see, whenever you have this much ribbon on the hand and you're coming out and you're using all of the fingers, it does get a bit bunchy kind of here at the bottom, but that's okay. You can see I can let it go, but it still holds, it still stays. So bottoms up, because you want your tails up. Come back and get that piece of wire, pull down, get that little piece of wire off at the end, and wire your bow off. Wire it real tight, and that's all there is to it. Now, can you imagine if you had tried to make that by hand? How bad would your hand be hurting at this point if you could have even held it that long? So now, here we go. We're going to have a great mailbox bow. Perfectly made. And so easy. anyone can now make a bow like a pro with the hand. Now let's fluff. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I always like to open on a box. I used to just do this in my lap, but now this is just so much easier, and the bow just opens nicer. This is a wooden box. It's full of sand, so it's heavy and doesn't move around on me. That's just a little cup hook, and I cut the end off, and there's just a nail. So what I do is just slide my wire underneath that cup hook, but I'm going to turn this around in just a second so you can see, and then I just put the wire around that little nail. See, I just slid it under the cup hook, and now the nail is holding my little piece of wire and getting that out of my way for now. And see how nice it just holds the bow up, and you can just begin fluffing your bow, and it just works out better this way. For me, it does. You might try it. You might like it too. So I normally start from the middle. Sometime I do the bottom, but today I think I'll just start from the middle. So all you do now is just open your loops, and you'll end up with just a gorgeous, gorgeous bow. And you'll be able to see in just a moment just how well having the wired ribbon around this very limp, kind of papery ribbon, you'll see just how beautiful it works. See how that's helping that? See, it just makes it stand just straight up. Now, the hardest part is I have to just pay attention and make a pretty pattern. So I put that there, so I'll pull it out over here, and then I'll put that there, so I'll just start like this. And then we'll just proceed to just open the bow and make a pretty pattern. Let's see, that's there, so I'll put this here. And it's just that easy. Let's see, I'll leave that one in the middle. This gold, we need some gold over on this side. This is nice wired ribbon. Always make sure whenever you're opening your bows, I always put my hands through the loops, because if you pull from the edges, I've torn delicate ribbon before just pulling from the loops. But you see now how this ribbon just stands and just holds its position. That's because it has the other ribbon around it supporting it. So here we go. Let's see. I'll put this over on this side. Give it a good tug there. And I'll put a gold in the middle. It's beautiful already. Now here we are, and you can see why I did those two loops on 5 and 6. Here they are. That's the two loops. Look, I'm just going to open them and kind of pull that on that side, and then pull this one around on this side. And it's just going to give me a real fat, a really nice fat bottom to my bow. And just add a lot of volume to it and make it really, really nice. And it's just that easy. And that's all there is to it. Very, very large bow. Just imagine how difficult that would be doing that in just your own hands. Almost impossible. Now look at that. Beautiful already, and half done. Now I'm going to flip it around and do the other side. So here we are. I have finished fluffing. As you can see, I've added some more tails. I'll probably add even more whenever I put it on my mailbox. Big, beautiful mailbox bow. I'm ready for the game. All I have to do now is heat up the grill and put the beer on ice. Everyone will know where the party is, and we'll have a blast. will root for Drew Brees. Everyone can now make a bow like a pro every time with the hand. Y'all enjoy.